Well, what we've got here, and Australians love these, but for some reason Americans don't. English love these. I know some Americans that eat lamb, but that is a rack of lamb. Now you can sear that in the pan, and you can then put it in the oven and roast it. What I'm going to show you is just simply cutting chops out of it. So let's get started. There is a bone you're cutting through, but where you know where it is, it doesn't take that much to do it. They are looking absolutely superb. And I might even, no, I'll cut that as well. Alright, so out of a rack of lamb, you can see that we ended up with about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 delicious lamb chops. Some small ones, but that's okay. Now you'll see on the rack of lamb at the back, you'd have seen this little bit of fat which you can take off, particularly because I'm going to make these into cutlets. So we'll just take the back of that off. I'll show you again. Nothing complicated. And the dingoes are going to love these. Our pet dingoes, they will really love those. So I'll just keep going with these, taking the back off the fat of these. And when I'm done, I'll show you what I do next. So be back shortly. Alright, that's all the fat off the back of the chop being cut up. And no, they're not going to dingoes. We have pet magpies, which eat meat just like dingoes do, but this will be a treat for the magpies. Right, that's just about done. Alright, I'll put that into a bowl. That can go in the fridge till tomorrow. The magpies will come a-calling. Now, I'm going to make these crumbed, so I need to put in some breadcrumbs into here. Alright, I'll need to grab at least one egg, maybe two. Okay, so that's the breadcrumb. Now I'm going to put in 2 eggs. Okay. Now I'm going to need a fork to mix up the egg. So that's going to be the egg that I dipped into and the breadcrumbs. First of all, what we have to do, wipe that down a bit. Right, now this is just a plastic bag, but you will see in a second what I'm doing. I need the basherer. Now, lamb is very tender, very, very tender. And if you can see here, this is how the rib goes. It goes from here and up. So you don't want to bash on the actual rib, and we don't want to bash it too much. So we just right. So we've just flattened it out a little bit. Doesn't need any more than that. So we'll just do another one. It's one of the thicker ones. Same principle. You can see where the actual rib goes around there. So in effect, probably give it a good example, that's how big that one was before I actually tapped it out a bit, but you can see now it's about, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick. Same thing with this one, again you can see where the rib goes, so you want to bash down that side. What you end up with. Alright, I'll do the rest of them and then I'll turn the camera back on. So we've just finished the last one. Now, I've been asked before, why do I use a bit of plastic while I'm bashing? Well, it's raw meat, and what will happen if you don't use plastic or some other material, the blood will splatter. So we don't want that. So now what I'm going to do is actually just make a little flour, a little bit of black pepper. Season. That's all I'm doing is seasoning the flour, probably along with just a little bit of parsley, and of course some salt. So this is just seasoned flour. Now if you wanted to make, say, hot flavoured crumbed, instead of just, this is just a basic seasoned flour, salt and pepper. You can add chili powder, paprika, whatever you like at this stage, it doesn't really matter. This is just the old triage of floured breadcrumbs and egg. So what we'll do now is we will just get one of these pork chops, nearly as big as a pork chop actually, but this is absolutely superb. So I've just sort of doubled in size, and the bone's really handy when you do this too, for adding a breadcrumb. You can use bigger bowls if you like. I don't mind making a mess. Probably 2-3 times on either side. And that's one ready to go. So let's keep going. Take most of the flour off if you can, and that's really only been used to add a bit of seasoning, and also allow the egg, the breadcrumbs to stick a bit better. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. It's just we've bashed out the lamb chop to about double its size, and then we've used a flour base, an egg and breadcrumb. I'll do one more and then I'll turn the camera off and I'll come back when they're done. But like I say, at this stage with the flour you can add heat if you want to. You can add heat at the end of course just by using a chili sauce or some type of heat. But these are actually being made, well, even though she's not here, I told her I'd make her a video. My sister-in-law Martina, she loves these. Absolutely loves them. So I'm going to make a video and I'm going to eat them. Sorry Martina. Alright, so that's 3 of them. That's where we're at this stage. So what I'll do is I'll turn the camera off and I'll do the rest of them. Alright, all the mess cleaned up, and that is what we end up with. Just zoom that in a bit. So what you've got here is all the lamb chops have been egg and breadcrumbed, of course dunked in a little bit of seasoned flour first of all. Now I do this preparation the night before. Don't know why, but they tend to set a little better overnight than they do if you do it straight away. So this is sort of part 1 of a 2-part process. So that'll just go in the fridge, and when tomorrow comes I'll actually make some julienne carrots, and I think Martina would like some crunchy potato pieces to go with that as well. Alright, well I'll let this do its job overnight, and through the magic of video editing we shall be back to do the meal. Okay, just put a bit of olive oil and butter in there. Let's get this going about medium high for this. Let's get that butter into the centre. Not a great deal of butter. Like I say, the olive oil can cook at a higher temperature, and the butter gets a bit of resistance with the olive oil, so you don't burn anything, but it allows that butter and texture to go through the food you're cooking. So let's just get all these in here. Like I say, when you've cooked potatoes like this, you parboiled them before they're cooked, and you slice them up, you cook them in olive oil and butter. They go golden crunchy. They are delightful. Right, just about done. There we go. Right, that's going to take a little while to cook through. Probably about 15-20 minutes. I'll have all that cooked, and then I'll top up with a little bit more olive oil, and we'll cook the lamb cutlets. We'll come back. Right, these have been off about 2.5-3 minutes. We need to give them a bit of a turn. Remember, the potatoes already cooked. All we're doing is making them golden and crunchy. Hello. Probably hear the birds in the background. They're demanding food. Absolutely delicious potatoes done this way. Alright, that's probably need another 2-3 minutes. I might put them back over one more time to crisp them up even a bit more. When that's done, I'll come back. Better go feed the birds. Okay, these are just how I'll open. Crispy, golden and crunchy. Sounds like a fast food chain name. Welcome to Crispy, Crunchy and Golden. Please place your order. Right, as soon as I get these out, I'm going to top up a little bit of oil in the pan so I can shallow fry these lamb cutlets. Right, I'll be back. Alright, I've just added a little bit extra oil, olive oil in there. You can see in the middle that the pan's slightly concave in these stoneware. You can see there's actually a dry spot there, so it's not a very deep layer of olive oil. So we'll just get these lamb cutlets in there. Now these only need, because they're not that thick of course, they only need probably a couple of minutes on each side, and they're going to be ready, they're going to be cooked beautifully. But instead of waiting here for 2 minutes, I'll just turn it off, and we'll come back when I flip them over. It's been about 2 minutes, so we'll just give them a flip. Oh, looking sensational. Alright, these will only be another couple of minutes and they'll be finished, and then we'll plate up. Alright, these are certainly done now. It's been about 3 minutes on that side. Absolutely delicious. So what we'll do now is turn that off, and we will plate up. So I'll just move that into view. Alright, so what we'll do first of course is put the crumb lamb cutlets on the plate. They look absolutely stunning, if I do say so myself. Crispy, crunchy potatoes, because I know Martina likes crunchy potatoes. Just tell me when, Martin. Is that enough? No? More? Okay. There's only a couple left, so you can have them. I'm doing this for your own good, you know that, don't you? Alright, and I did those julienne carrots earlier. And what I did was I actually just boiled them so they were just on the, still just a nutty crispy stage, and then I've added a bit of honey. So, in with the carrots. And probably just a drizzle of that honey over the top. I think myself we need a little bit of an accompaniment, so I've got some sour cream here. Okay, let's put that in there. Come on, get off. And for me, I'm not sure about Martin, but what we'll do, we will just right, a little bit of hot chili sauce mixed in with the sour cream, because I like that. Probably needs just a little bit of pepper, and of course I want to just season those crispy, crunchy, golden potatoes. So there you have it. That is a dish of crumbed lamb cutlets and crispy potatoes with julienne honeyed carrots. So that's for you, Martine. I hope you enjoy, and if you have been, thanks for watching. Oh, and Martina, I just know you're going to enjoy that.